Australia is going to supply more than 100 Boxer armed carriers to the German military. The Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is in Berlin and will discuss defence and trade with the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz.
One of our largest ever exports will guarantee that the 1,000 jobs that are there in Queensland will go into the future and will be worth in excess of $1 billion for the Australian economy. This will boost our sovereignty, this will increase our defence capability and boost our economy. This is a great outcome, and it's the first outcome of quite a few that we have ready to announce tomorrow with our friends here in Germany.
And DD India correspondent Trent Murray now joins us from Berlin. Trent, why the sudden need to buy 100 Boxer armed carriers?
The Germans back their own designed Boxer vehicles. These are vehicles which are manufactured and designed by Rheinmetall, which is actually a German firm, but they do have a major facility in Queensland, Australia. They've been building hundreds of these armoured personnel carriers for the Australian Army. It seems that the Aussies have done such a good job on them that they are now going to sell them back to the Germans. It's very much setting the stage for this important visit between Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and Chancellor Olaf Scholz. They are meeting right now. We do expect a press conference in the next hour or two. We know that defence topics continuing to dominate the agenda ahead of that meeting in Vilnius with NATO, but also trade on the agenda. Australia is still pushing very heavily for an EU-Australia free trade deal, and of course Germany, being the EU's largest economy, well, it will have quite a major say in that agreement.
Trent, the threat perception may be increasing because of the war in Ukraine, but some would also say that the military-industrial complex is on the rise as a result.
Well, I think all European nations in particular are re-evaluating their defence spending in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Certainly here in Germany, it is a very active conversation that potentially years of government in the past have not funded the military enough, and so they're now trying to play catch-up. In fact, they've just signed off a special fund here to try and rapidly modernise their armed forces. And again, we know that going into that meeting in NATO, defence spending and that 2% of GDP minimum target, which is basically a baseline for NATO members, will be up for discussion. Of course, you can recall former President Donald Trump in the US often berated European countries for not meeting that 2% benchmark, but a lot of that has changed now given what has happened on the east of the continent. And so, as you say, many defence firms the world over are certainly cashing in on this new priority which is being thrown towards defence spending.
Trent Murray from Berlin, thanks very much. And we're taking a quick break now, but after this.